The Ravens Flock present The Black Files, an uncensored interview and review podcast for all geek fandom.
Welcome everybody, friends and pals, guys and gals, boys and girls around the world. Pop a squat, pop open a cold one with all of your friends. It is Wednesday night, only a couple of hairs past 10 p.m., and you've been granted access to the uncensored and uncompromising interview and review podcast of the Ravens Flock. So, whether you're a friend or you're a fiend, boy, girl, or in between, you are tuned in to a brand new episode of The Black Files.
That's right. Welcome one, welcome all. It is Wednesday night, July 29th, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful evening. We're near the end of July, and we're heading into the month of August, aka back to school month for everyone who's not an adult and for everyone who's in college.
Hold on. You're saying that that the month is ending?
Well, yeah, we got
July!
2 more days.
Ha. Get it? Ha.
Oh, God. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Thank you for indulging my stupidity. Welcome, everybody, to the Black Files. I'm your host, Juan Arouse, one of the heads of the Ravens Flock, the tech guru of the team. I'm the guy who spent the better part of the last 6 days, trying to work on getting a simple car repair bit done, only to realize it's not a problem with the tools that I'm using. It's not that I can't fucking change a tire or anything. Whoops, sorry, there we go. I broke the F-bomb line, whatever, who cares. I'm trying to change out the serpentine belt to our car, and in order to do that, I've got to take out the passenger side front wheel in order to get to the spot where the serpentine belt is. The freaking lug nuts are either rusted over or the bolts inside are expanded to the point where you can't get the damn things off. I know this because last night I used a goddamn impact driver that has like 10 times the strength of like a power drill in order to fucking get it out, and it wouldn't get out. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show you guys what ended up happening to the blasted, like the socket that I was using. I'm gonna share it with you guys in the group here too. Screw it. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn. Fuck you.
Okay. If you feel that's important, yeah, go ahead.
It's important because there's only so much that technology can do, especially when it's consumer grade, and especially when it's something that you know otherwise you are capable of doing. So, without further ado, like, literally, I could, like, this is what I was fucking left with. Like, guys, you can see it in the group chat, by all means. Feel free.
Yes.
You see that socket thingy? You see this? You see this butt fuck here? That was this thing. It decided to stick itself to the damn lug nuts instead of actually trying to turn the damn things. So
in other words, so hang on a minute, Juan. So let me sum it up for
you. Look in the group chat.
No. Let me sum it up for you, Juan. So despite your efforts and despite the tools that you have in your disposal, you still were unable to bust that nut.
That is bad, and you should feel bad.
Thank you for saying it, ladies. I appreciate that. What the fuck? Michigan J frogging me? How dare you? And joining me tonight are the usual suspects, plus a little background cameo from K-Storm here. She's not really contributing to the show tonight. She's rimming the sky in our presence. It's a little bit of parallel play. It's a bonding thing here. So joining us here are our lovely ladies of the Ravens flock, the cosplayers extraordinaire, our own personal Starlight Rhodes, the ladies who are about to betray the absolute trust of their pupper in order to get them to a doctor. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Ziana Rose and Dragon Fang cosplay.
Yeah, the old lady needs to go to get her annual. She gonna hate us, honey. Hey, her mommy's with her,
honey. You're not gonna be scratching us anymore.
She's gonna be so
okay. Pissed. I stand corrected. You want to scratch us?
Touch the paws.
Did she just scratch you just now, as you were saying
that?
No.
She tried to nip at me.
Oh,
because I was holding her paw.
For context, everyone, our baby girl is
old lady,
10 years old in December. So she's an old lady.
Yeah, she doesn't like her paws or her nails being touched.
She has a right to be snippy.
I am no longer responsible for clipping her nails after she's almost bit me in the face several times.
Good grief.
She doesn't like the sensation.
No.
I don't blame
you. No, you don't.
Totally honest.
But also, can I ask you guys a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
How the hell is it almost August?
I don't like it.
I don't like it either. It is such bullshit. It is such bullshit.
Actually, guys. It's August. That means summer is almost ending, which is a good thing.
Hey, wake me up when September ends.
No. Like, see, there's actually musical
Please tell
theory
me
to
that you get the reference.
Yes, I got the reference.
Yeah, I got it.
Get the reference. That's sad.
Also, Billy Joel.
It's a song, people.
Yeah. Get culturally enriched, bitches. How dare you not know music? Yeah, no, but I'm gonna share a bit of musical theory here with you on how this shit's going to work out after we introduce the main man himself, founder of the Ravens flock, executive producer and content manager of this channel, host of Wrestle Rewind, and host of our main show, the Ravens flock. Give it up for Mr. Jose Casabona.
Thank you very much for that wonderful introduction. Happy to be here with all my friends. Happy to be here with all our viewers at home. So yes, I was present. Well, I wasn't present, but I did aid Juan in his efforts to try and to fix our vehicle. And the only things that were unscrewed were, well, Actually, you know what? No, that's going to lead to another dirty joke. I think one was enough for me.
Yeah, no, it's all right. To be perfectly...
so what, you bust one nut and you can't bust the other?
Well, here's the problem. Juan didn't have any liquid to try and loosen up the nut. Juancho, I told you we need to get lube.
Oh my fucking God.
Yeah, I can get away with it, but you just took too long to explain it.
Yeah, no, you gotta be snappy with your delivery.
Tell Jose that was so bad my game just crashed.
What?
And I don't know if you heard, but K-Storm just said that joke was so bad that it made her game of Skyrim crash. It literally just crashed just now. So nice going.
Coincidence.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and get this right here. Folks, like all our other shows, we are simulcasting on YouTube and Kick. So make sure you hit the subscribe and the follow button. Click that notification bell for all our content. Leave your questions and comments below. We'll answer as many as we can. And if you wish to go above and beyond to support the Ravens flock, then you could become an inner flocker. And for $4.99 a month, you'll have access to all the perks that comes with our membership. Juan, tell them.
Well, for all the inner flockers we've got in our chat, and I know we have plenty, go ahead and show off those lovely membership badges and custom emojis, letting everyone know that you're here to help rescue the Ravens flock from the clutches of late-stage capitalism to become full-time streamers. Since 2013, we've been working hard, staying strong, making your voice our mission. The only thing standing in our way now is the fact that we have to work 9 to 5 jobs just to keep the lights on. However, there is a way that you fine folks at home can help rescue us from this dim and dismal fate, and that's by doing what you folks do best, which is supporting the Ravens flock by liking our content, commenting both during and after the stream, especially after the stream, because that lets the algorithm know that you like what you see and you want other people to see what you like. And during the stream, you can hype the channel, you can send gifts, you can send super chats, you can send super stickers, you can show your appreciation, you can give comments as long as you're not being an a-hole, and you can be part of the program tonight by giving your take on what we discuss. Making sure that you're sharing our content across social media to everyone that you know, all your friends, family, and loved ones, and everyone who has an affinity for geek culture, nerd culture, pop culture, and everything in between. And most important of all, making sure that you and everyone else that you know subscribe to the Ravens flock and that you have the notification bell set to all alerts so that you never miss a beat. The more people you refer us to, the more subscribers we get. The more subscribers we get, the more inner flockers come out of it, and before you know it, we'll be completely financially self-sustaining to the point where we're no longer just doing this channel for the love of the game, but also as our livelihood. With your help, we can and will succeed. You also get access to Members First and Members Only content, a special discount to our merch store, link in the description below, and you get access to all of us, the Ravens flock, your favorite motley crew of nerds, here to make your voice our mission by providing us your thoughts, your input, your feedback, and your ideas to better shape the future of this channel to suit your taste and needs. Holy shit. Okay, so before we actually get started on the subject of tonight, which is going to be pretty dramatic and pretty heavy, I'm going to keep my promise and I'm going to explain to you ladies why the summer isn't quite ending. And there's musical theory and a little bit of spellcraft to be that's involved in all this.
You sure you want to do that?
Yes. Yes, I already explained it to Lyra. No, I explained it to K-Storm. Sorry, honey. I explained it to Jose, and y'all motherfuckers know just enough about witchcraft and about the supernatural in order to understand the logic behind my lunacy. So, bear with me here. Okay. Now, what do you know about Mariah Carey?
Please don't.
Huh?
Mm-mm.
Please don't.
No. I promise. I will not be singing
her name.
I know. She's
How darest thou speaketh her name?
It is a curse.
That's exactly the reaction I was expecting for you ladies.
Curse be upon ye!
Really?
Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Remember, we are in a heat wave. It's going to melt faster.
Oh, but see, here's the thing.
Hang on a minute, ladies.
Okay.
Juan's in the middle of his point here.
Okay, so follow along with me. Mariah Carey isn't allowed out until it's time for us to celebrate Christmas properly, right? For the holidays to actually begin. At the earliest, we start playing her freaking song, All I Want for Christmas Is You, the day after Halloween. At best, you play it the day after Thanksgiving, Black Friday, whatever.
Only the day after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Yeah. The reason I'm saying earliest would be October, after Halloween, is because people don't freaking know how to recognize and respect Thanksgiving. But that's a different discussion. So, we also know that her song has the power to instill some of the most bitter and psychotically screwed up winter weather in existence, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So we're in agreement that music has power, and that power can affect the world around you based on the music itself. I would like to introduce you ladies to the hit song of the summer, "Midnight Sun" by Zara Larsson. Hang on, let me get the ad out of the way. I'm not going to play it over here because that's going to get us on a nice little copyright ding. But there have been people who have been playing this song non-stop all over the radio. It is a great poppy, upbeat and exciting summer anthem, right? If we can agree to that, this motherfucker has got. It's been out for a year, but the song has already gained 51 million views over this past year. 51,947,729 views. So suffice to say, it's popular. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now here's the problem. People have been also taking the trend for the chorus of this song and looping it over itself, over and over, so that it echoes throughout the ending. And it's been coinciding, almost coincidentally, with the massive fucking heat wave that we've been living through. I wish I was making this up, but I don't know if you even know this song, but I doubt it. But here, I'll just try to play a snippet here. Hang on, here we go. So, you might have heard it on the radio. I don't know. You probably did. But if you did...
Never heard it.
Never heard it? Okay.
Nope.
Well, this has been making the rounds on the radio. This has been making the rounds on Spotify, on social media, everywhere. And specifically in the fucking lyrics, a never-ending midnight sun. She's not just talking about how the fact that she's Swedish, by the way. How sometimes the sunrise during the wintertime is up all throughout the day, sort of like how you have in Alaska. She's not just talking about that. The literal fucking words are compelling for the longest sunlight time that we've had in the last couple years, and the heat wave that has come with it has been so fucking bad that people are trying like hell to say, okay, no, we gotta break the glass early. We gotta break the fucking ice cube early. We need to summon Mariah now. Because Zara Larsson, we love you, but please, this midnight sun is the heat wave is killing us here. Don't, this song is too good, but for fuck's sake, we're dying of the heat. But it's too damn catchy. It's too damn popular. And so I've been going through people saying no, we need to summon Mariah Carey now. We need to break her out of the ice. We need to have All I Want for Christmas Is You now in order to combat the summer heat.
No. Also, can I have the charger for 20 minutes?
So, tell me I'm telling lies. Tell me if I'm crazy or not, ladies.
You're crazy.
I can't hear you. No comment? No.
I can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no fucking way. And I actually found the best fucking compromise for this because, like I mentioned, we cannot summon Mariah now. It'll throw the entirety of our weather patterns throughout the world out of balance. So there's no fucking way that we can do it right now.
That's okay, Juan. I don't think you're crazy. Now, the person that we're about to talk about tonight, oh boy. Oh yeah, he is, well, calling him crazy would be an understatement.
Jose, too fast of a segue.
Yeah, no, you cut into my shit here. I wasn't finished. I'm almost finished. But yeah, then we're going to get into it. I promise, we are going to get into it here. Also, last year, we happen to have the Marvel's TV miniseries of Agatha All Along, right? Which is basically just doing, which is literally the series of an evil witch that fucked with Wanda Maximoff.
She fucked around and found out.
Yeah, and she found out. There's literally a song called "The Ballad of the Witch's Road," and there's like different versions of it that play throughout the show, and that's the solution that we need. You can't summon Mariah right now. It's too early. But we can't put up with Zara Larson's Midnight Sun song for much longer right now because the heat wave is fucking killing us.
It is killing people.
So what we're going to do is we're going to play Ballad of the Witch's Road in the middle because that song, because that series came out for like the Halloween season,
even if said job is
on purpose. So the only way through, the only way out is to go through it, and the only way through it is to make sure that we fucking summon Halloween early instead. Boom!
Halloween?
Let me get this stupid ad out of the way. I know you girls haven't seen Agatha All Along, and I understand,
Nope.
but... There's a reason why they're all dressed like hippies.
I have learned the lesson of all that's foul and fair. Our love was forged in fire, water, earth, and air. The spell is cast, how long it lasts, I cannot divine.
I think it's working.
The road is there, and so I dare to risk this heart of mine. Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road. Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road. Down, down, down the road, down the witch's road. Follow me, my friend, to glory at the end.
Oh, great fire!
Okay, so, in conclusion, magic is fucking real, people, and in order to stop the heat wave, we need to summon Halloween early using that song. I present my evidence, and I dare anyone to fucking try and contest me afterwards. Boom.
Hooray!
I know you girls haven't seen the show, but I'm sure you can agree, like, summoning Halloween early, that's the only solution. We can't do Christmas right now.
I can see that.
So, yeah, no, we got to do this. That or this is Halloween for Nightmare Before Christmas. But
Yes.
but there's only so many lawsuits I'm willing to subject us to tonight. Now, see, there's an opening for a segue there, Jose.
To each their own. Agree to disagree.
Let's just say I'm better at it. What? No. Okay. So yeah, now we're gonna have to get into the nitty gritty. Now we have to get into the actual discussion for tonight, and giving you folks an obligatory disclaimer. Yes, we're going to be discussing criminal activities of a sexual nature, which is inherently part of the lawsuit. This is something we've already been discussing, and it's absolutely despicable, and we condemn this sort of misbehavior in every way, shape, or form, and anyone who thinks that we don't is a dumbass. So, trigger warning, let you be warned, whatever. Okay. So, we're discussing the newest update that happened in the lawsuit between a lady named Janel Grant and the former chairman of World Wrestling Entertainment, the WWE, Vince McMahon. She had alleged a few years back that McMahon, while she was working for the company, that he had basically hired her to be, for lack of a better term, a glorified sex slave. And there was also involvement of the vice president of talent relations, John Laurinaitis, being involved in that. And he decided to try to recant from the case on the defendant's side in order to try to save his own ass. So the lawsuit really just went down to Vince McMahon and in part to the company of WWE itself because of it happening during the time that she was employed there. Now, the latest turn of events on this literally just came up 5 days ago, while before we even realized that it was happening. So let's go ahead and share this story to the fine folks at home, so you can read it on your own time, on your own dime. And this is coming in from USA Today, written out on July 24th by Jordan Mendoza. Headline reads: Vince McMahon sex trafficking lawsuit to be dismissed. Go to private arbitration. So so after all this time with this entire suit, both parties have decided to go ahead and drop it, which is pretty fucked up. The sex trafficking lawsuit against WWE co-founder Vince McMahon is on the cusp of being dismissed, with a filing to move it to private arbitration that will keep its resolution out of the public eye. Janel Grant, the former WWE employee who alleged McMahon sexually abused her and took part in sex trafficking while McMahon was part of the company, filed a joint motion with McMahon and WWE to dismiss the lawsuit with prejudice in U.S. District Court of Connecticut on Friday, July 24th, according to court documents obtained by USA Today Sports. A judge still needs to approve the dismissal, which is expected to happen in the coming days, with both parties agreeing to the decision. So, by filing to dismiss the case with prejudice, it will not head to trial. Grant will not be able to refile a lawsuit against McMahon at a later date, and any further proceedings will take place confidentially in arbitration rather than in a public court. Plaintiff, Janel Grant, defendant World Wrestling Entertainment LLC, and defendant Vincent Kennedy McMahon, together as the parties, stipulate and agree that this action and all claims pled herein are hereby dismissed with prejudice, but without prejudice as to the parties' rights to pursue their claims and defenses in arbitration in accordance with their agreement to arbitrate. Documents read. Okay, so to catch y'all up, one of the big bones of contention, like the reason why this hadn't moved to any sort of public court hearing, is because the company WWE and Vince McMahon were saying like, no, the contract agreement that you had while you were working in the company says that if there's any sort of problem that you're dealing with us, we have to deal in private arbitration before any sort of court settlement can even be considered. And that also was a stipulation to the hush money that Vince McMahon paid Janel Grant out of the WWE's personal finances. So he took company money and paid for his personal problem out of the company money, if I remember correctly. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. He appropriated. Yes,
Read the fine print.
He appropriated the company funds to pay off all the hush money.
And how much was there in total? $20 million that he took out of the company?
Around that number, yes.
It's gross. And
it's very fucking gross.
And no, ladies, you're right. He does need to, you do need to be careful when you read the fine print. I heard you, ladies, when you were talking, so I totally get you there. Now, getting back in on this, the motion will end a case that began in January 2024, nearly 2 years after reports McMahon paid upwards of $12 million. Okay, it was 12, not 20, my mistake. To 4 women over a 16-year span to quiet allegations of sexual misconduct and infidelity that ultimately led to McMahon's departure from TKO Group Holdings, parent company of WWE. And yeah, that's how old this shit is. The actual situation came in from 4 years ago, from July 2022. So that's how old the situation itself is. Nope, sorry. You see the shit? July 8th, at the very least. But the actual lawsuit didn't begin until January 2 years later, a year and a half later.
Yeah.
So this is almost a little more than 4 years to the date of how long the situation with Vince McMahon using company funds for personal hush money has gone. And people had been investigating. There was issues with the Wall Street Journal getting in on this shit, and it was absolute dog shit of a mess. So yeah, Grant alleged McMahon subjected her to, quote, acts of extreme cruelty and degradation and made her sign a non-disclosure agreement about the relationship for an agreed amount of $3 million. She stated the agreement was breached since she didn't receive full payment from McMahon and sought to void it with the lawsuit, seeking a ruling that the agreement was invalid under state and federal law. Former WWE employee John Laurinaitis was also named to the suit, but was later dropped from it. Just like I said, he was participating in the stuff, according to Janel Grant's allegations. Current WWE star Brock Lesnar was mentioned as someone McMahon allegedly offered Grant to for sexual encounters. So yeah, like basically, if you may or may not recall, one of the things that Vince McMahon allegedly had offered to Brock Lesnar in order to get him to re-sign to work for WWE was like to use to use Janel Grant as his own personal sex toy, because that's all like an off the book, like off the record, like, oh hey, I got this sweet piece of ass for you here, pal. That kind of monstrous dog shit. Speaking of shit, there was also a portion in the lawsuit where Janel Grant had alleged that John Laurinaitis and Vince McMahon were engaging in corpophilic play on her during a sexual encounter. Which is absolutely fucking gross. I'm not going to go into that any further, only because of how fucking gross it is. And this will be the only time that I mention the fact that Vince McMahon is apparently into shit play. So, nasty. I'm sorry, ladies. I did say it was going to be gross. I'm sorry. I know that they're trying not to puke. So, federal prosecutors investigated the claims while Grant sought several items regarding the case, such as her medical records. The case had yet to go to trial and appeared unlikely to happen when, on June 11th, all sides filed a motion for adjournment for an upcoming hearing. The parties wrote that they were in, quote, discussions regarding a potential agreement to arbitrate the dispute in confidential arbitration. That paved the road towards the lawsuit's pending dismissal. The decision is seen as a major victory for McMahon, who has denied the allegations since the suit was filed. His side argued since the non-disclosure agreement was signed, the suit should be handled in private arbitration to avoid a trial. McMahon has not publicly been involved in WWE since his resignation. So the reason why WWE was involved in all this was A, it was the company money that was being used to pay her off, and B, the alleged encounters were happening while she was an employee at WWE, and obviously it was meant to be a discussion about workplace harassment and workplace mistreatment. So, taking a minute to breathe, folks, your thoughts. Dragon Fangs, the Honor Rose, Jose, by all means, please.
Every time I read more and more about this man, it just sickens me more.
Can I have eye bleach?
Brain bleach.
Yeah, I kind of like
apply
to forget
directly
what
to
you
the cortex.
read us.
Yeah, I want to have some eye bleach and maybe some ear bleach.
I don't blame you for
This
feeling
man
this way. This is
disgusting.
awesome.
When has this been going on again?
4 years at least from the time of the money being discovered, but the actual lawsuit was from stuff while she was working there. What was it, before the pandemic, or when was it, Jose?
It was some time before. It was some time before the pandemic. Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's been a while then. Jeez.
Good lord.
Can you imagine literally being a part of this and this going on for this long? That is stressful.
It's horrifying.
Oh my god.
It's just absolutely fucking nasty. How anyone can even think how any of this shit is acceptable. Ugh. So fucking gross. But like like I mentioned earlier, the money itself being discovered from back in 2022, it was such a big problem that it forced Vince McMahon to basically leave the company. And the only reason why he came back during 2023, a year later, was to facilitate the sale of WWE into and merging with UFC to become the new parent company TKO, right?
That is correct. This was immediately after WrestleMania.
Yep, and lo and behold, just as everything was, that was taken out and taken care of, the lawsuit came back up to the forefront, and then McMahon left permanently afterwards. At least more permanently than he did last time. So, I'm actually double checking here for the old parts of the story to see if there was anything else that may have been missed. And I don't see anything else other than when the Wall Street Journal had verified the story themselves and reported it. So that shit could not have come out at a worse time for these guys, because all this situation is doing now is reminding everyone that WWE was involved, even if they're not the ones actually responsible for it, even if the shit was done by McMahon, that the company is involved in these kind of shady fucking like private agreements with former employees and people who are like fucking disgruntled, or people who have a beef with the company for some reason. And so now with how the company itself is handling the latest bit of problems that they're dealing with, they couldn't have needed this any less than they need it now, because this is just fucking icing on the cake. Now all everyone's talking about is the fact that we've got the updates on the Janel Grant lawsuit that was going on, even though McMahon himself isn't a part of the company anymore. So people are not going to stop conflating McMahon with WWE because they're so synonymous. And now we've got this. Another little bit of bullshit that's going on here, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that. Joseph, is there any other article aside from the one that you gave me here from these guys at No DQ about what was going on Monday?
Give me just a second here, because that one details the story. I'm not sure if you had a chance to look at it.
I did. I'm just trying to find a website that's less dragged down and loaded with code.
Okay. Yeah. Give me just a second. Aha, here it is. I'm sending you one right now. This one's from thepinknews.com.
The Pink News?
Mm-hmm. I've heard of
Maybe.
What are they, like are they an LGBT website or something?
Not that I know of.
Oh, derp, Pink News. Oh, yeah, actually they are. Okay. Yeah, let me go ahead. Let me go ahead and share that with you fine folks at home, and make sure that you get it in the Zoom call.
Sweetie, do you need the cable back?
No, I'm good. Thank you. Okay, so here's what's up. And this is reported by Tom Hutt Dixon. Let me close this other one from NoDQ, only because the one from NoDQ is so, like, bulky to try to read on the computer. So here we fucking go. Article by Pink News came out today, July 29th, written by Tom Hutt Dixon. Headline on it reads, WWE faces backlash for featuring, quote, racist, homophobic boxer Ryan Garcia on Raw. So, yeah, no, this is exactly what kind of bullshit they need right now. WWE has faced, and yes, this dude who looks like somebody who was trying out for West Side Story, but he kind of, just made it to the callbacks, but didn't go through the final audition. This is heavyweight champion boxer Ryan Garcia. So yeah, WWE is facing criticism after boxer Ryan Garcia, who has a history of racist and anti-LGBTQ comments, appeared on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. Garcia featured on the Go Home episode before SummerSlam 2026, held in Los Angeles. The segment was quickly met with criticism online, with much of the anger centered on Garcia's inclusion. Fans resurfaced the boxer's history of offensive remarks. In July 2024, Garcia was expelled by the World Boxing Council after a live stream in which he repeatedly used racist slurs against black people, made anti-Muslim comments, and made disturbing remarks about George Floyd, the black man murdered by a police officer in 2020. Yeah, he's
Wow.
Yeah, he's kind of a dick.
Piece of shit.
His own parents publicly disavowed the comments and urged him to seek help. Garcia later apologized, claiming that he had been trolling and was struggling with substance abuse, said would enter rehab, and the ban was lifted in November 2025. Fans also pointed to the past homophobic and anti-transgender posts from the boxer as reason to question WWE's decision to platform him on national television. This is disgusting. Come on, WWE, one wrote. Another said, Ilya Dragunov can't get on the fucking show, but yeah, let's spotlight this racist boxer. So, yeah, no, they're just remarking on a wrestler named Ilya Dragunov. He's been off TV for a while, so yeah. No, I don't fucking blame him. The WBC lifted Garcia's suspension in July 2025, saying it believed he had taken, quote, meaningful steps towards rebuilding his life and career. WWE has not commented on the backlash. So, yeah, no, this guy is nothing but bad news in terms of PR. And that's exactly the kind of fucking, publicity you need right now, right? Or am I fucking crazy?
No! This is not the publicity they fucking need.
So, let me show you all over here. This is from that exact same article. This is the ESPN article that referred to his initial suspension here. And let's see here. Yeah, it was ESPN News Service, July 5th, 2024. God, why is July popping up with all this shit happening? July 2024, the initial lawsuit with Janel Grant was in July as well. The findings from the Wall Street Journal was July 2022. What the fuck? I think what we need to do is establish, okay, anything happening in July with, the world of pro wrestling or whatever, it's not going to be fucking good at all, regardless of the circumstance. Only because, there's only so much fucking evidence that I can point to here. Holy shit. Yeah, the World Boxing Council has expelled boxing star Ryan Garcia from any activity with the organization after he repeatedly used racial slurs against black people and disparaging Muslims in comments live streamed on social media. WB President Mauricio Solomon announced the penalty Thursday on social media platform Twitter. We reject any form of discrimination, Solomon wrote. I fear for Ryan's well-being as he has declined multiple attempts for our health with mental health and substance abuse. And from there you can get into seeing other stuff that he's done, which apparently there's another issue here. It has been a tumultuous year for Garcia, 25, who was arrested on felony vandalism charges last month after a Beverly Hills hotel accused him of causing an estimated $15,000 worth of damage.
Jesus.
My dude.
I don't want any of you motherfucking hotels to come up to any of us at cons ever again, because that is actual fucking problems. Yeah.
By the way, did we win the home mat Olympics?
We didn't even know the home mat Olympics was happening.
That was today.
That's today.
Yep,
I'm aware.
It happened.
Yep.
What's up?
Yep.
Yeah. The home mat Olympics had come in, and we didn't even know until 1:30. I'm like, well,
I found out 4 hours after the Hunger Games were complete.
Oh my god. Thank you, K-Storm. She found out 4 hours after it was done. What a massacre. Also, Mr. Quake's in the chat. Hey, Mr. Quake, welcome to the Black Files. So, yeah, no, wow, I agree. But yet everyone calls CM Punk entitled crybaby. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Quake. It's like, Jesus Christ, this is a fucking actual problem here. And now everyone's going to be conflating WWE's problem that they're doing right now with Ryan Garcia, and they're going to be reminded of the shit that Vince McMahon was doing because he was the owner of the company and the stuff that was happening under his watch. I'm going to show you guys in the chat what some of the things that Ryan Garcia said, and I'm going to give you all a little bit of a warning, a little bit of a heads up. It is supremely fucking racist. It is supremely fucking disgusting. So you tell me if I should send it out to the group here, or rather, if I should show it on air, Jose.
Okay. As far as the tweets I sent you,
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, I don't think no. Oh man,
Yeah,
they're so freaking bad. They're so freaking volatile. Like,
Okay, how about a compromise over here? I won't show them because I'm not going to platform this guy's disgusting racist shit from 2 years ago. But I will quote them censored. Is that better?
yes.
Okay.
Quote them.
Yeah.
Censored.
Coolio. All right, so let's see here. That's gross. Okay, he was saying, these are racist fucking tirades that he even put up from afterwards over here. Jesus Christ. July 26th, he said, "Burn in hell, trans people. Unfollow me if you're gay or trans or supporting that demonic cult. Slapping the trans out of him. I'm ready for war with pedo-trans and the whole movement. See me who I am. I don't like you at all. Olympics so far. Allow trans people to disrespect Jesus in front of billions. Allow men to fight women. Satanic worship in their opening. I mean, what are we as humans just allowing to happen?" Like, so he was pissing and moaning about the Paris Olympics, and so this whole fucking tirade that he was on was about that one lady who was in the boxing match that everyone was saying, "Oh no, she's a trans woman. She's really a man," and saying that, "Oh, they're being satanic and shit." So that's what this motherfucker's referring to.
I remember.
So yeah, no, this motherfucker is clearly cracked out of his head. And he was also talking about, like, oh, the opening is a satanic worship. Like, no, motherfucker. It's about, like, fucking... It was about fucking different, like different religions fucking celebrating, like, the summer solstice and shit. And you've got Dionysus and shit and different pantheons.
The fact that they were saying that Dionysus was, then mocking Jesus. I'm like, no,
motherfuckers, that shit's
my
been
dude.
around. Oh my god!
Have you ever read?
Please read the source material before you say stupid shit.
No,
I remember watching those comments live, and I'm like, you guys obviously did not pay attention in school when we covered mythology, especially Greek mythology.
Greek mythology. There's so much Greek mythology out there. How can you miss it?
You'd be surprised, especially how many of us went up in high school over the years reading that stuff as part of our, like, English studies or world history studies, right?
It was a major part of your reading. So how could you miss that?
Because people don't pay attention.
It's willful ignorance at that point. It's gotta be. Dumb. It's fucking gotta be.
Let's call it like it is. People are dumb.
And even here, and the Paris Olympics was very artsy, said Mr. Quake. Yeah, it was meant to be fucking like a display of how wild and different the cultures of art and stuff that was going around in France and in Europe throughout the centuries. The opening started with Gojira, the thrash metal, heavy metal rock band, playing outside of the Hall of Versailles. And they started with this one lady singing, as she was as the decapitated Marie Antoinette. So motherfuckers, this wasn't about Christianity. It wasn't about any of that shit. It was about the fact that we're talking about like French history and different things of culture, and the reason why they referred to like the Greek gods in that feast on there. Hey, do you remember where the Olympics started? Do you remember where they took place and what it was inspired by? It was inspired by the Greek mythologies, and it started up in Greece because it was meant to celebrate the best athletes in the world and calling them Olympians, as in they are so great they are equal to the Olympian gods of ancient fucking Greece. Read a fucking book. Why are you people so fucking stupid?
Now that's fake news, son.
Oh my fucking god. It's such bullshit and shenanigans. Oh my god, I fucking legit can't handle that shit.
The even more hilarious thing is the fact that people keep saying that Greece was a very, very straight nation.
No,
Thank you for...
you could take one look at ancient Greece and what they did and go, that ain't straight.
They were
They
As a matter of fact...
I'm gonna be real. Maybe gay over there.
As a matter of fact, the fucking the fucking craziness that people are going on about right now, which is the whole thing of the Odyssey, is like, oh, they left out Achilles and he's the real man's man and all this shit's horrible. You motherfuckers don't remember. Achilles was either gay as motherfucker or he was bi as a motherfucker, because his closest and most loyal companion, his primary lover, according to fucking Greek mythology, was a man named Patroclus. Motherfuckers. You don't believe me? Look it up on fucking line. That's what we have the internet for. It's a fucking beautiful thing. So you don't fucking believe in that shit.
Yeah, just like Gilgamesh and Enkidu.
Gilgamesh and Enkidu.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. A lot of this
That was
shit...
a very popular book that everyone had to read.
It really
No,
was.
they were just best friends.
People would say, oh, they were just best friends. No, they weren't.
No, the fuck they weren't.
And they were roommates.
Yeah, that was the fucking joke that everyone likes to say with, like, Victorian era pictures of ladies together. Of, like, oh, history will say they were best friends. They were always like, no. Them ladies be banging.
Huh?
Oh, my lord.
I don't want this type of gay stuff in my Greek mythology. All right, I'm gonna stop.
And to get back to the other thing of him being transphobic and being a homophobic asshole, that, folks, is in reference to the Algerian boxer. Her name is Iman Khalif, and she was actually fighting in the Paris Olympics. And people were fucking trying to say that because she had failed unspecified gender eligibility tests, that's because she's really a man. And it turns out, no, she isn't a fucking man. She is a woman. She is born a woman. She was born as a fucking female. She just so happens to have a little bit more testosterone than the average woman.
Yeah.
Literally in here.
Discourse.
In this
That's
shit.
normal.
Exactly.
There are some women who have higher testosterone.
Yeah.
Just like there are men.
It's not common, but it happens.
Genetics is a very interesting
Yeah.
topic.
Exactly.
People need to realize genetics.
Like, this is one of the things that people are never going to understand when it comes to genes. Genetics are not binary. They're not 0 and 1. Not in the way that we think. They are more like a gradients of the color spectrum. You're going to have specific combinations come out in a very, very, very complex string of genetic code. And that kind of fucking stuff, that kind of stuff is going to give rise to people who have different bone structure, who have different bone density, who have different melanin count. white blood cell count, freaking stem cells, freaking bone marrow, the colors of their eyes. It's not a switch that is up for yes, down for no. It is a gazillion little switches that when you put them together, they fucking form the most the most headache-inducing dimmer dial of all time when it comes to the human body in terms of genetics. It says it right here.
You've heard about the pair of twins that one was white and one was black.
Yeah.
Genetics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Genetics plays a key.
And people are never gonna fucking understand that because they want to be ignorant and shit. Here it even fucking shows it in the fucking articles that everyone knows about Iman Khalif. It literally says it. She was disqualified from the 2023 IBA Women's World Women's World Boxing Championships after allegedly failing unspecified sex verification tests, a decision that the International Olympic Committee subsequently criticized as, quote, sudden and arbitrary. After Khalif defeated Angela Carini in the 2024 Olympic Games, false claims that she was a man circulated online, causing controversy. Khalif was born female and has competed exclusively in women's events, including those overseen by the IOC. She is not transgender. So not only was that motherfucker, and yeah, here's the lady that she punched out, the Angela Carini. And she wasn't even fucking pissed about it, if I remember correctly. She was fine with the boxing match. And not only is this dumbass Ryan Garcia transphobic as fuck, but he was one of the people who all throughout that summer was being transphobic as fuck towards a woman who wasn't even transgender. So double fuck you. Yeah, no, he gets dumber and he gets worse with his stupid tweets. Quoting Ryan Garcia the same day in his fucking tirade. Y'all broke me, but what don't kill you makes you stronger. I'm not fucking with you. If you trans, turn the other way when you see me. Touching little kids and trying to normalize it will never, and I mean never, will be okay with me. Now men who turned themselves into woman can fight woman in the Olympics. You gotta be fucking kidding me. Boycott the Olympics. This trans shit is getting way out of hand. Ain't no way a man should be beating up on a woman.
I'm sorry, but why are you saying that if you're trans, then you touch children? I'm sorry.
That's the other way around.
Yeah, that's being told that's
a pedophile.
Mm-hmm.
Being transgender doesn't mean you're a pedophile.
Well, he clearly
There's
subscribes.
No correlation there.
Well, he clearly subscribes to the belief that that's what you're supposed to that's what it's supposed to mean if you're transgender.
Oh.
That automatically that means that you like kids. No, it doesn't.
No.
And
that's called a pedophile.
Exactly. And
I think that idiot may have been KO'd in the head too many times.
Probably. And the tweet
that started dangerous combat sports, folks.
And the tweet that started it all was back on July 4th when he said, fuck all N-words and fuck all Muslims. Because he's that kind of a dumbass.
Yeah, because of course he did.
Let me actually see what his record is. This little bitch was born in 1998. I'm 11 years older than his ass. Yeah, and so let me actually see what his actual boxing record is. Let's see. Total record for Ryan Garcia. Okay, so total record. Total fights 28. Wins 25. Wins by knockout 20. Losses 2. Draws 0. No contest 1. Okay, so he really hasn't been beaten on the head enough times to justify it. So he doesn't have any sort of medical excuse. He's just a fucking asshole. So yeah, no, sorry, I'm afraid there's no explaining or hand waving away. He's just an asshole.
Well, fuck.
Yeah, no.
People.
No, for real, people, it's such a pain in the ass. Jose, you sent me this other article from the Times of India?
Yes. The headline is about Janel Grant's statements after they've decided to move the entire case into arbitration.
Okay, well, here it is. I'm gonna go ahead and share that with people online as well. Or the freaking thing is too long. Oh my lord, can they not? Hang on, let me see if that'll do anything. Okay, so yeah, the headline on it reads, Janel Grant breaks silence after former WWE chairman Vince McMahon lawsuit moves to private arbitration from federal court. This was written out by the Global Sports Desk at the Times of India. So go figure and take that for what it's worth. Former WWE employee Janel Grant has publicly spoken for the first time since it was confirmed that her lawsuit against ex-WWE chairman Vince McMahon was moved out of federal court into arbitration. And into private arbitration. The legal dispute, which had remained in the public eye since Grant filed her lawsuit in 2024, said that it will be resolved through confidential arbitration and after all parties reached an agreement. The move marks a procedural shift. However, it doesn't resolve the underlying allegations made in the case. Following the move to private arbitration, Grant released an emotional statement on social media, thanking and acknowledging the support she had received throughout the legal process. Janel has finally broken her silence after the McMahon lawsuit came on. Let me see here. Where's her actual silence? I already know this part. Here we go. Okay, so yes, she's on Instagram now. And I'm guessing this has something to do with what she's been able to say and what she hasn't. It's a little Instagram graphic that reads, "You're going into a seas on where you're about to experience breakthrough after breakthrough." Oh, a season where you're about to experience breakthrough after breakthrough. Because what you went through didn't break you. I'll be honest and say it, I've been struggling. It happened to be a perfect storm of everything and all at once. Thank you for checking in with me and for your patience. I also received a lot of questions, and I hope this helps to clear up any confusion. 1. It is completely okay to continue reaching out and sending messages. I'm communicating the same way I have been. 2. I'm grateful for your messages and your support. 3. To offer a visual that might help, my life resembles the Anderson Cooper podcast about grief. These profound and meaningful exchanges have helped me feel less alone. Let's see here. 4, I believe that making a difference in the world begins with how we show up in it. And 5, I have been outside 5 times this year, but here I am, and I'm still showing up to be part of the solution. Okay, so this is literally all she's said in regards to this situation. Welcome to this journey and a life still in progress. And as you can see, we went ahead and decided to follow Janel Grant on our Instagram page, courtesy of the Ravens Flock. So you can see that she's working to advocate for others who have dealt with sexual assault and apparently also with NDA reform. So that was one of the big problems with her court case, was that she was given she was made to sign a non-disclosure agreement that basically said, hey, you're never to discuss this shit outside of public, but it also stipulated that, hey, as long as if she went to if she wasn't receiving the payments for the part of the agreement of that NDA, then that means that they broke the contract. But it looks like they're actually going to be working on this situation between her lawyers and McMahon's. Okay, so thoughts on this, folks?
I wonder how long it's going to take until this is settled.
Probably a while.
Yeah, it's likely going to take a little while. You're right. And
there's going to be more stuff to come up, and then they're going to have to investigate that, and it's just going to get pushed back and
how
back.
long it takes.
Yeah, it could take weeks to months
to years.
To every little thing that pops up, they're going to have to look into it, discuss what goes on, and come to a consensus.
And
yay, legal stuff.
And the sad thing is that all this shit is going to be happening behind closed doors because already the discovery and already the allegations that came out were wild enough to permanently tarnish Vince McMahon's reputation over here. Not like he had a pristine one to begin with, but still. Now, without this being in the public eye, now no one will be able to get their chance to speak their piece. You know, Janel Grant won't be able to discuss any more in detail of the circumstances of her time under McMahon's heel. And at the same time, if one were to assume that Vince McMahon was actually innocent of anything, he's now never going to get the chance to dispute any of those claims. Now he's never going to get the chance to clear his own name. So it's a lose-lose for the both of them. So I don't know who the hell is over here thinking that, oh, this is a victory for Vince McMahon. Yeah, no, he doesn't want any more information to come out in court. But at the same time, now that the information that we do have out, since that's all that's going to be there, that's going to keep people's image of him, their impression of him as discussing old septuagenarian sex pest who is into shit play and who likes abusing people. So nice fucking going.
Yeah, I think the only victory that Vince is getting out of this is just the fact that this case doesn't have to be escalated. Like, it sucks that, you know, if that money is the last thing that at the end of the day, that money is the thing that ends up at the table, because Vince, you know, obviously settling is not a big deal for him, but
going to actual court where things have to be proven, that's a problem for the guy. Because what was the last time Vince McMahon had to face anything in an actual court of law? It was when he was going against the federal government, right?
Yes.
Yeah, for like the steroid scandals back in the early 90s.
Correct.
Right, and so the craziness on that is that he was able to fight that case only because there was enough evidence to support all the claims, but the claims that were made dragged Vince McMahon's name through the fucking mud, and he was trying like the dumbest shit to try to get Curry's sympathy through that time, and he tried that shit again here. He was trying to come off like he was injured, so he wore a neck brace back then during those court hearings. And I'm not making this shit up, ladies. I'll show you over here. Let's see here. And neck brace. Here we fucking go. Yeah. Famously wore a neck brace series in 1994, while many accused him of using it as a carny courtroom tactic to gain jury sympathy. His legal team. Yeah. This was literally how he was showing up during those fucking things.
Remember seeing that.
Mm-hmm. And it was
It's really, oh, lose me, look, I have a neck brace on.
Kidding me.
Also,
Kidding me.
Well, wait, you see where he's looking down in that neck brace?
Yeah.
Are you able to move your head like that when you have a neck brace? I guess it depends on what type of neck brace you have. But
it really does depend.
I usually know when you have a neck brace on, you really can't move.
That's to immobilize the neck so you don't injure yourself even more.
Again, correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll admit it. But usually you're not supposed to be looking down like that in a neck brace, right?
I have been in a neck brace because I got run over by a car, and I can tell you, an actual neck brace with the plastic chin thing holding you up, the actual frame over it, those are impossible to move your head other than left or right, maybe.
So since you've been in one, does that look like an actual neck brace, or does it look?
That looks more like that's a soft neck brace. That's not one that's used for actual problems that you have. That's one from like, oh hey, I may have sprained my neck or something, but he still wore it because oh woe is me. And yeah, here they even have the fucking courtroom sketch because yes, Hulk Hogan was made to testify, and he testified against Vince McMahon, basically talking about how yeah, no brother, he totally hooked us up with the juice there, brother. Yeah. So, but fast forward to when was it? 2025, or was it 2024 when he went to court and he was showing up all fucking weathered and shit? Jose, do you remember?
I think it was 2024.
Okay, let me double check over here. No. God dang it. Let me see here. 2024. How about injured? Not injured, injured. Okay, no, but that's stupid because he was... Also, yeah, that's another stupid thing of his from what? It was earlier this year, wasn't it? When he had a stupid car crash? Yeah, in February. He fucking crashed a perfectly good car and... because he was fucking speeding. Like, no, I could have sworn it. He showed up and he was actually in a walker, wasn't he?
Shit, I can't recall, to be honest.
Okay, here we fucking go. There, at the very least, we saw what I was referring to here. And, yeah, this is in 2023, where he started trying to show how old and frail he is by walking around with a cane. Yeah, for the main event. So, yeah, I just wanted to do a couple of quick questions. It's not live, it's just... Yeah, I said pause, damn it. So, yeah, no, so he was starting as early as 2023, because... you know, he fucking knew that this lawsuit was coming down the pipeline, so while he was still in the company, he was trying to show moments of him being frail and him being so incapable of being able to move and being able to have his own faculties. It's like once a fucking carny, always a fucking carny with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, jumped up Christ. So... yeah, no, he does try to like do these little cheap tricks for public sympathy. So this isn't the first. So it isn't the first time where he's tried to garner that shit. But getting back to the point here, we know the kind of guy Vince McMahon is. He is cutthroat with his business, and otherwise tries to keep his private life out of the limelight however he can, even though. Part of his whole work when he was working in WWE was to, like, oh, anytime there's anything private happening or anytime there's something happening with the company or the family, there's a way that we can work that into the show, pal, because that'll just draw more eyes on us. It's such good shit. This is such entertaining stuff because it's real life drama, pal. Like, nah, fucking, there's some shit that you don't fucking air out. But, you know, far be it from me to tell him how to fucking run his company. And yeah, no, I'm sorry, ladies, but yes, he did have Donald Trump in there ages ago before he went into politics. Gross. I'm sorry.
He's in their Hall of Fame.
Don't remind me. Now, right now, all people will be thinking about regarding Vince McMahon, regarding the WWE, as of right this week, is. God damn it, they allowed a gross, like, racist asshole and, like, you know, homophobic asshole on our television. And B, not only that, he's also, they're also trying to settle out of court the whole problem that they've been causing with Janel Grant. So now we've got a double whammy of negative PR for these guys. What the fuck are they going to do? What do you think, ladies?
I honestly don't know. This is just a shit show.
I can't even put into,
I don't even know how
I
else to
can't
explain
even put
it.
into words how stupid this is.
I mean, it does kind of think that's going to be settled out of court, you know, privately. Because, I mean, yeah, if it's part of the agreement, you can't do anything about that. again, that's why we said earlier you need to read the fine
So
print.
a lot of people want to see this, public.
Because they're doing it out of public, that means that we won't get any of the live testimonies, right?
And some things can be changed if it is out of the public eye. Some things can be changed, and
so we won't really know any of that until it's
tell the truth.
set, correct?
And even then, we're not going to get to know what the results are at all.
Until way after.
Until years later, whoever might get a scoop of a copy of the agreement, or if one of the parties decides to leak it or something, who knows? So we'll never know what the idea is, and people are also trying to turn on Janel Grant, saying, "Oh, it was always about the money. It was always her just trying to be a money-grubbing woman trying to destroy a man's life or whatever."
Well,
sounds about right.
Jesus. Sadly, Jose, I think you've seen those comments yourself, right?
Yes, unfortunately I have.
Oh, goddamn.
It's fucking tasteless.
All I literally got to do is I can show people just how folks on Twitter are reacting. And yes, I understand the real world isn't Twitter, and Twitter isn't the real world, but it does inform a lot of people's opinions, regrettably.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're gonna fucking be dealing with. And now we've also got this with a world champion boxer. So go fucking figure. So that's the fucking nightmare that they need. So just getting into it over here. The company is maintaining their own removal from the situation because I'm not seeing any mention of WWE in that article. It's showing it's only because that the remainder of the lawsuit is only between McMahon and Grant. Am I reading that wrong, Jose? Or was there any mention of...
Yes, it is. It is between Vince McMahon and Janel Grant.
So it's not involving the
no. Actually, no. If you look carefully into the lawsuit, WWE is also named in the lawsuit as one of the
parties.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're also named as one of the parties for the arbitration, yeah?
I believe so, yes.
Okay, so yeah, in that case, WWE is going to need to put up their representation on him. Holy shit. I was over here trying to see people try to talk about Janel Grant on Twitter. Instead, I'm finding a crap load of folks still going off on what's happening this week over here with the thing of Ryan Garcia, the boxer. Here, check it out here, for example. At Fiend 2 Society, Arthur Fiend Society, Janel Grant and Brock Lesnar were scheduled to meet, but things got canceled and delayed for whatever reason, like Brock being too drunk or a snowstorm, etc. They never got together, but that doesn't make the behavior any less wrong, which is fucking disgusting. And here, Ukshuk at Asgarth. Why the fuck would you platform him? He's not even one of those where it's obscure knowledge that they're an abuser or a sex pest that you only find out from some old shoot interview or something. This is the fucking co-defendant in the Janel Grant case. Oh, god damn it, really? Oh, wow, and they fucking took that down. Oh, shit. Wait, this is from July. Oh, hold on a minute. WrestleCon. What did they announce? How much you want to bet that they announced John Laurinaitis? Yep, there it is. I fucking called it. That they were talking about John Laurinaitis in that.
Because of course they did.
And yes, they had him. He dressed like that on purpose.
Why?
That's gross.
That...
And literally, I guess what happened is that WrestleCon, announced 15 hours ago that John Laurinaitis was going to be appearing this weekend in Minneapolis at their convention, Friday through Sunday. No, Friday and Saturday. So, no, the fuck they're not over here. Because you see someone else over here. Apparently, WrestleCon is the lead of the tweet, announcing his appearance after all the heat they got in the mentions. Praying this means they canceled having this piece of shit at the event. I look for one thing for our story that we're talking about, and I end up finding something juicier almost, and just as prescient. So, okay, at least we still have some form of fucking consequence. John Laurinaitis, even though he's not involved in the lawsuit anymore, the fact that he was involved in it from the beginning, that stain ain't never coming off of him ever again. For as long as that
guy.
For as long as this dope of a doofus ass fucking moron lives, he's never going to be able to get that stink off of him. And he's got Vince McMahon to thank for that, so wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he brought it on himself.
Holy shit. People got to be careful with the NDAs on this stuff, and that's something that Janel Grant apparently she's working on advocating towards, because NDAs have been, like, in the last couple years, I believe it was just before Biden left office, that NDAs were deemed, like, nationwide, that they can't be used to hide criminal activity. Right?
Correct, yes.
So go figure, Biden did something right. But that just opened the floodgate for Janel Grant to be able to try to push the lawsuit further, and she was going to continue drawing out whatever bullshit that she could against McMahon and the WWE. But I'm guessing at this point, whatever the situation is between these folks, whatever the situation is between her and between the company, whether they both are saying, like, okay, that's enough, we're fucking done, that we're fucking finished when trying to get this in court, let's go ahead and settle this situation outside of court. Here's a fucking moron. Here's someone I was thinking about here. Fucking someone over here saying, oh, Vince McMahon isn't the monster Janel Grant made him out to be. They're responding to someone else having an interview. Okay, Sonya Deville, who's another wrestler, how she had an interview on the Ariel Helwani the podcast yesterday, saying, like, talking about the positive experience that she had during the situation where Sonya Deville was being stalked by a fan who wanted to try to kidnap her. I don't know if you guys remember me talking about that or us discussing
Yes,
that.
I remember it. That was back in 2020, I believe.
Yeah. And here she's got What's that?
What? I have to head to bed. It's 11:30.
Go for it, Dragon Fang. My condolences to your sleep cycle, and God help you. Please, for the love of God, try to get as much restful sleep as you can, and we're with you on this over here. We appreciate you joining us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Like, I was gonna play her quotation over here. May is freaking well.
I'm talking to Vince.
Here we go.
Because SummerSlam's coming up, and obviously he's like checking in on me, and he's like, "Are you okay?" He's like, "Why don't you come to the venue? I want to say hi to you. I want to hug you." And I was like, "Okay." So we drove to the venue. We saw him. Hunter was there. Stephanie was there. And he was like, "What do you need from me?" And I was like, I don't know. He's like, "Well, are you going to be okay, like, staying back in your house?" And I was like, "No, I don't think I can go back there." I looked on my ADT cameras, and there was reporters all over my front doorstep. And I'm like, I can't do this. So I'm like, it's okay, I'll figure it out. And Vince is like, "No, what do you want to do? Do you need a place to stay?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't know. My dad's coming down tomorrow. I'll try to figure something out." He's like, "All right, well, we'll get you a place to stay if you need a place to stay." And again, I don't know if I'm supposed to say it. I guess I could say whatever I want. It's my story. But Vince rented a house for me to stay in a different part of Florida. For my mom came down and stayed with me. Mandy stayed with me a little bit. Mandy's mom came and stayed. And hired 24/7 armed security.
Wow.
And I mean, like, these guys had guns on their hips.
For how long?
A month.
Wow.
A month.
Okay, so, yeah, and this person trying to defend Vince McMahon in the comments, obviously, he's got no love. No one's fucking paying attention. But the dichotomy of that is that, like, okay, you can still, like, that's the crazy thing about when people are taking advantage of someone. They can still be a good person to someone else in their life. That's still something. So they don't, like, they don't think that no one who does monstrous shit ever thinks that they're a monster. You know what I mean? It's so like, yes, Vince McMahon can be the man who's looking out for one of his talent, who's being harassed, who is being stalked, and he can put up out of his own pocket, put her up at a different place to live with round the clock security and make sure that she's safe so that she can work. You can be that person, and on the other side of the coin, Vince McMahon can also be a goddamn sex pest who fucking like mistreats people and uses his employees for sexual favor, and totally abuses the power dynamic between between a boss and an employee. Like, this isn't the first accusation that had come out after him. Who was the Rita Chatterton, right?
Yes, Rita Chatterton.
Yeah, she was a referee in the late 80s for WWE, and she had filed a harassment lawsuit against Vince McMahon as well, because back then, apparently there was like a time where he offered her a ride to her hotel in the limo after a show, and he was trying to get her to, crank his yank.
Yes.
Gross.
Very gross.
So I don't know about you, but Zayana, you've known about about folks who've been like, they can seem like the sweetest person, but at the same time they're also the biggest motherfucker, like the worst motherfucker you can think of, right?
Yeah. There was one guy who was the same. Was pretty much just like that. Very, very sweet, and then started to get incredibly fucking creepy out of nowhere. And I dropped his eyes. I'm like, block. That's it. I'm done. Yeah.
And yeah, no, fucking people, like, that's the crazy thing. Like, it's human nature, and like, I know it's of extreme polar degrees over here, but it is human nature where a person can do bad things and still also be a good person, and a person can still do good things for others, but also still end up being a bad person. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not saying that Vince McMahon is one way or the other here, because, yeah, no, he has done brilliant, crazy things for entertainment and all, and he, over the years, there's points where he would treat some of his talent like fucking family, and others he wouldn't, like, treat like anything or whatever, you know, because you've had, like, different horror stories of working under him. So he is, sadly, that kind of person that you can't really put a finger on where he stands on shit, unfortunately. So it's not something that can be trusted easily. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So yeah, like, and yeah, it's excellent that he was looking out for Sonya Deville. It's excellent that he was looking out for her, because there was literally a fucking crazy ass stalker and who wanted to try to fucking kidnap her, and it was a fucking like insane circumstance. But yeah, and he's looking out for her because that's his talent. That's an employee that generates revenue for him. That's an employee that, you know, she performs, and she's a professional wrestler, and she performs in the ring, and she's part of the machine that generates the income. You know? And on the other hand, his relationship with Janel Grant is different, because from what we know in the stories, in the story leading up to this lawsuit, apparently Vince McMahon was living in a condo, right? And he is living separate from his wife, Linda McMahon. Like, they're separated but not divorced. I don't understand why. It's probably a legal thing. It's like, oh, hey, if you legally divorce, then the money and all that stupid nonsense. So they're just separated and not living with each other and not together. And he was trying to, like, out of the kindness of his heart, help Janel Grant get a job working for his company. And it would be a job on paper where she wouldn't have a lot of responsibility, to give her time to acclimate. And at the same time, he was taking advantage of her in a sexual manner. You know, so, like, because the way someone like McMahon could justify that treatment is, I gave you a leg up, now you owe me. I owe you for this shit. you owe me this, I'm giving you a leg up. He doesn't necessarily have to have that sort of connection with the wrestlers. Not all the time, because like I said, with him, he already knows the relationship with his wrestlers. They're his talent. They're his money makers. They're the ones who generate revenue for his company by what they do in the ring and what they do on the show. So depending on the personality, he's either super like, hey, we're gonna laugh it up, and we're just gonna fucking like grab a beer after the show, and hey, you did a good job, but hey, listen, here's this idea, ABC XYZ, or he's gonna treat them like shit, and not even like give them like fucking respect or anything. Like I'm really not trying to relitigate the CM Punk thing, but it's just an example of how Punk was working sick. He was working with a staph infection in his back that was messing with his health. He was working injured, and he's like, I need time to heal. I need time to recover. I need to recuperate. And also, why is it that you have me in a match at WrestleMania, and I'm not getting paid the same way that the other big stars in WrestleMania were being paid, when you're telling me all the time that, oh, my match was such a big match, it was such a great match? Then why aren't you treating me as if I earned that revenue for you? Why am I not being paid the same way? So so from there was a whole bit on that, where McMahon apparently even said like, hey, no, I don't understand where this is coming from. We're family. We're freaking we're a team together here, pal. And what was it that Punk said after that, Jose?
Oh, after he said it. Oh no.
We're family.
He turned his attention to, yeah, I know. He turned his attention to Triple H in that conversation from his telling, and said, I don't need to, with all due respect, I don't need to wrestle you. You need to wrestle me.
Oh, right. Of course. As in, like, because Triple H was still wrestling, and like, oh, because Punk had it in his head that he's a bigger star and he's a more in-demand performer than Triple H, who was already working in the office, who was already working on the corporate side of the company, and was already winding down from being in the ring. So so Punk's mentality is like, okay, no, I don't need to wrestle you. If you want to make yourself a big shot, you need to wrestle me, because I'm what's hot right now. Because I'm the one who's constantly on TV. I'm the one who's constantly bringing in and generating reactions, generating revenue, generating interest in the company. Triple H, you're not doing that. I'm doing that work. So Punk, in his mind, had that feeling
mentality.
It had exactly that mentality for it. So you can this is all a matter of different people's how we interact with each other and how we view each other, not just in the workplace dynamic, but also interpersonally, just as like human beings. And that's something that Vince McMahon clearly has had trouble with over the years. If it's one person or another, depending on what the situation ends up being there. So it's fucked up. And so, however this is turning out with him and Janel Grant, now we won't know what else is going on or had gone on between them. And Janelle won't be able to elaborate on it any further or bring up anything more of it. And at the same time, Vince McMahon, while he's breathing a sigh of relief, I'm not going to court, it's not going to be public or anything like that, he's not going to be able to defend himself or try to refute those claims anymore, ever. He's never going to have that chance. It might not mean that much to him at this point, because let's face it, he's not a spring chicken. He's 80 whatever. What the fuck is his age?
He is pushing 80, but also just as important, Wancho, Vince McMahon isn't the only one that's screwed out of this. Janelle Grant, she's gonna get settlement money, but that's not the same as getting closure.
Mm-hmm. No, you're absolutely right. And he's not pushing 80. He is 80. He turns 81 on August 24th. No,
God, never mind.
No, you actually.
And also remember, settlements take a long time, so sometimes people never get the settlement money. because it drags on.
And Vince is the kind of guy who would drag on an agreement if it's not something that he's down with. Even though there was one freaking weird agreement that he did with a wrestler back in 1999, which was an insane request, but it was still something that he ended up doing on the spot. So I'll fill you in. And Jose, you already know it. It's Jeff Jarrett.
Okay.
In 1999, Jeff Jarrett, who was a wrestler, he was at the time the Intercontinental Champion. The whole thing with him was that he was a country music singer who has gone like super aggressive, and he's also gone hyper misogynistic in this angle or whatever. And at the time, someone else who was really hot, who was really popular, China, the ninth wonder of the world. She was Rhea Ripley before Rhea Ripley. I believe you remember seeing her, Zayana?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So, yeah, China, huge woman, super strong, can't do that much in the ring that well, and she fucking went ahead and they wrote it up for her to have a feud with Jeff Jarrett. It's the ultimate, she's taking on misogynists, and yeah, no, a woman can do anything, and hell yeah, and she's fighting him for the Intercontinental Championship. It turns out that on the day of the pay-per-view where they were going to have the match, Jeff Jarrett, his actual contract, it was ended, or was it extended, Jose? Remind me.
It was ended.
Right, so they only had an extension for a couple of days to make it to the event, and he basically argued okay, here's the deal. I have a little bit of professional pride in myself, and I like working with people who know what they're doing. No offense to the new girl, but she doesn't know shit, and I can only do so much in order to make her look good in the ring, and my contract is already ending. Whatever happens tonight, if you want me to drop the championship to her, I'm gone after that. But at the same time, I also know that I've got residuals that are going to come in from my merchandise, from the last paychecks that I haven't received. Here's what I want from you, Mr. Vince McMahon. I want you to hand me $100,000 in cash tonight, and I will give you the best match I possibly can with China to give you that show. And Vince McMahon, with a straight face, said, okay, I get where you're coming from. We've got a deal. And literally an hour or so later, before the show began, Jeff Jarrett actually turned around and said, you know what? Make it $200,000. And Vince McMahon agreed to that. So it's not to say that Vince isn't the type of person who will renege on a deal. If he thinks that he can fucking get something good out of the deal, he'll fucking pay up. So, however, that's not always the case when it comes to shit that wouldn't be advantageous to him, like what his case is with Janel Grant. So now we've got. So is he gonna try to balk at her? At paying her legal fees? Is he going to try to stiff her on the bills or anything like that? Or is he going to be a man, pay up? It's not like he doesn't have billions of dollars already. He does. He can afford it. So, I wish I was kidding about that story, by the way. But that's literally what, Zayana and K-Storm, that's literally out of Jeff Jarrett's own mouth. And Jose, you saw the actual match itself. It was a crazy good match.
It was crazy good, and the fans loved it.
Yep.
The fans liked it.
And it ended with China defeating the misogynistic asshole character Jeff Jarrett and becoming the new Intercontinental Champion. And, celebration, cheers all galore, girl power, hell yeah. Nothing wrong with that. So, just so people know, that came at the cost of literally paying Jeff Jarrett $200,000 so that he can leave with a clear conscience, and so that he doesn't have to worry about whether or not he's going to be fucked out of the check in order to make China look good. So, like I said, it's not to say that Vince McMahon wouldn't fucking do that stuff if it's not that he wouldn't pay, but Jeff Jarrett wanted to make sure that he did get paid. So Janel Grant, she's going to need to hold Vince McMahon over the barrel even further with all this, because if the talks on the arbitration fall through, because remember, there is still the very strong chance that however the arbitration works out, there's a very strong chance that the negotiations on that fall through. And then we're back in the courtroom. So what do you think of that?
Not outside the realm of possibility, to be honest, because I'm sorry, you can't trust a guy like Vince McMahon.
Because he can go either way.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot.
Precisely.
Again, I know nothing of wrestling. Just hearing you guys talk about him, I'm just like, yeah, I don't like him.
Yeah, like you don't even have to worry about the wrestling element.
But you do. But you are knowledgeable about like shady business tactics, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So even there, we've got the whole bit of it. Like you don't gotta know too much about pro wrestling to understand how much of a big deal all this stuff is. So I'm glad that you're at least still able to follow along with all of it. And yes, I'm leaving this up because China was a babe, and rest in peace, China. She was gone too soon, as far as I'm concerned. But getting to the point on there, it's gonna be interesting seeing how this shit unfolds before the settlement's announced or whatever. Joseph, what do you think? What do you think are the odds of Vince McMahon going ahead and trying to renege on paying out? What do you think? Also, peep my duck. He's a TARDIS ducky.
Okay. As far as Vince McMahon reneging on it, here's the thing. On the one hand, he absolutely can, because in his own mind, he doesn't feel like he needs to pay any money to this woman. But at the same time, if he doesn't want any more heat on him, and he's choosing to go this route to get as far removed from it as possible, then he's gonna go through with it and pay up the money. And not to mention, these kind of things, it's written in contract. There's actual print involved. There's actual writing involved.
Yeah, there's conditions that have to be met in order for all this shit to work. Yeah.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Vince doesn't have the luxury to write in his own conditions of what he wants.
Actually, that's the thing. The arbitration clause and all those agreements and all that both Janel Grant and McMahon and WWE are bound by, those arbitration clauses are written out in advance in the employment agreements,
Oh, yeah. You're right. Okay, then, he will try to... Oh, God, thank you for reminding me. Yeah, no, that's another factor. He would try and pull some type of shit in this settlement.
Because he probably thinks he's got all the cards. Like, oh, hey, I already wrote my company wrote the terms of the arbitration on how we're going to work shit out. She's got to work on my terms in order to fucking get whatever she's looking for. But at the same time, Janel Grant can just as easily go, yeah, no, this isn't working for me. Nah, fuck you, we're back in court. Because
she can easily do that. This can go either way. What you just this bit of a refresher that you've given me, Juancho, actually reminds me of similar settlement case, and it's going to be a predictable reference, but I'm pulling it up anyways. So I saw it reenacted in the movie The Founder, where near the end of the movie, Ray Kroc and the McDonald brothers,
Michael Keaton's character and the McDonald brothers,
eventually they reached a settlement, and they had and he had his attorneys with him, and he pulled some shit with them saying like, hey, listen, look, I'll agree to pay you guys like $2.7 million in royalties, annual royalties, but it has to be a handshaking agreement. For some reason, my attorneys, they want it that way. But don't worry, you're gonna get your money. And they got their first check on the spot, but but he never paid royalties years later. Never.
That's why you need a signed agreement.
So yeah, no, like that kind of people are going to do that kind of shady shit in business. There's nothing stopping them from doing that. So I can only imagine what those confidential arbitration clauses or whatever. I can only imagine the way they're gonna fucking work it out, and I really hope that it doesn't fuck over Janel Grant too hard on this stuff, because she's gone through way too much at this point to warrant getting fucked over any further. Like, if Vince wants this to go away, he could have paid her and gotten it done with and get it done and over with. He's already 80 years old. He's got one foot in the grave. It doesn't fucking it shouldn't fucking matter to him, because if he's not caring enough to fucking try to take this up in court, then him dealing with this shit in private won't make that much of a difference for him either. So we've got to keep that shit in mind. All right.
Yes.
Okay, I think we can actually go ahead and get into closing out here for the night. K-Strom at all? No? Okay. Zayana, go ahead and give us your final thoughts on everything here, and just give us your take on how you think this is all going to end up turning out in the end.
You said that he is kind of that guy. I think that he's going to try and hold out and just keep drawing it out, and that she will not end up seeing that money. They already drug out this long. I mean, they would suck if that happens. I mean, I really do hope that she finally gets her closure. Because again, yeah, money's nice after everything that she's been through, but closure is definitely a peace of mind. So I send her all the hope in the world that this can be settled finally, and she never has to deal with this again. But since when is everything that easy? Right?
Right. Nothing's ever that easy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. No, but for real, good luck to her, for real. All right, Joseph, yourself, any final thoughts, and pray tell exactly what can we expect Friday night on this week's edition of Wrestle Rewind?
Well, final thoughts is this: I really feel shitty. It feels shitty that the case has to end like this, and like I said earlier, it sucks that at the end, money is what ends up on the table. After all this mess, after years of trying to fight against Vince McMahon, and unfortunately, this also means that, Vince McMahon pretty much bought her silence, and it fucking sucks. I hate it when shit happens like this, but at the same time, like, God Almighty, like I think this whole ordeal was, I don't want to say it was doomed from the start, but like, Vince McMahon is a freaking billionaire, and even though he is aware that continuing this case would be bad PR for him, and it would make him look even worse than people already see him as, even though I can't imagine anything worse than that. He has the money to drown Janel Grant in court costs alone. Even if she wins, like, he would try to drag it out, and he would make her go broke. It fucking sucks.
The motherfucker's worth $3.4 billion.
That motherfucker is worth $3.4 billion, and this is just another. This whole situation is just another example that paints a very it's just another example that paints a very grim and very a disgusting light on rich billionaires who can get away with whatever they want as long as they write a check to cover their asses.
You know, if that was the case, though, you'd think that McMahon would have just gotten it over with and paid her what he owed her. So, but nah, he didn't want to. He just didn't.
Yeah, he didn't want to. He's also a stubborn asshole. Now, for Friday night's edition of Wrestle Rewind, which is every Friday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on YouTube and Kick, join me and my tag partner, Mr. Juan Arouse, as we review 3 of the most exciting pro wrestling programs in North America today: WWE's NXT, AEW Dynamite, and TNA Impact. On this week's, join us this Friday as we talk about the newly signed WWE superstar Cruz Montana, formerly known as Mike Santana, who has just made a splash this last week. And we're also going to be discussing the main event for this week's AEW Dynamite, a 6-man tag team match featuring the Don Callis family versus... Actually, no, that happened early in the evening. But we will discuss the championship celebration of the newly crowned AEW TBS champion, Willow Nightingale. And we'll have plenty more to discuss in regards to TNA Impact this week. Juan, back to you.
Thank you, Jose. Thank you, Zayana. And I'll cap us off with a pretty straightforward take on this. If Vince McMahon wanted to, he could have paid Janel Grant, and this would have never come out and seen the light of day. But he decided that he didn't feel like it anymore. He decided that it wasn't worth it anymore. That she wasn't worth what he owed her. And that's what ended up bringing a lot of this stuff to light. Aside from the misuse of the company funds, with him using $12 million out of company revenue to settle this shit, to settle his own personal issues in court. But the fact remains, Vince McMahon was trying to treat and work the company that he was building, that he had built, and treat it like his own personal piggy bank. And that's not how you operate a business. I don't care how wealthy you are, and I don't care how much work you've put into it. You do not keep your business money together with your personal money. And this was clearly a personal matter. So he needed to fucking deal with it out of his personal money. And if he wasn't going to, then he needed to fucking inform the board of directors and inform the shareholders of WWE, oh, hey, by the way, we're party to a lawsuit thanks to me because I don't know how to control my dick. Pal. Fucking hell. But in any case, however this ends up turning out, this and many other stories in the that traverse the darker side of nerd and geek culture, you better believe that we'll cover it right here on this show, the uncensored and uncompromising interview and review podcast of the Ravens Flock, The Black Files, hosted by yours truly, Juan Arouse. Be sure to request access as we go live every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, simulcasting on YouTube and Kick. Hit the subscribe at the follow button, ring the notification bell to stay up to date on all of our content. Become an inner flocker by hitting the join button, and until next time, continue to follow us on Facebook.com/TheRavensFlock, Twitter.com/RavensFlock13, Instagram.com/TheRavensFlockOnline, Kick.com/TheRavensFlock, and of course, remember to hit the subscribe button and ring that tiny little notification bell right here on our flagship platform, YouTube.com/TheRavensFlock, humble home of the Black Files, Los Amigos Play, Wrestle Rewind, and the Ravens Flock. For Dragonfang Cosplay, Zion Rose Cosplay, K-Storm Cosplay, and Jose Casabona, I am Juan Arouse. This has been the Black Files, and we